Plan A is obviously get the SAVE Act done. But if no SAVE Act, what's Plan B? Well, Plan B has been running concurrently this entire time. It consists of executive orders and Supreme Court decisions, but each one of these things have a crack in it. So let's take the SCOTUS case for race-based gerrymandering. They say it's unconstitutional. Okay, great. We have a lot of illegally drawn districts, but it's incumbent upon the Republican Party to redraw those districts before the midterms. And each time they redraw a district, Democrats will just get like an NGO to contest it. So Southern Poverty Law Center, hey, there you go. And remember, they got caught red-handed funding off of shit that they've been financing. They're all a part of the fraud. So we're up against this limitless amount of money. And then you got the SCOTUS case about the ballot deadline. It kicked it back to the state. So about when you can return a mail-in ballot after Election Day. It kicked it to the state, saying the state makes the rules. Okay. Well, that still puts us in this problem of the state making the rules. And they might not do it in time to say, no, all ballots need to be in by Election Day. So now we're stretched out to election month. Okay. So now we got Trump counters with the executive order about the post office, saying that the mail-in ballots, mailing lists, they need to be sent to lists by the state to determine eligibility. So that's tying in with the DHS voter system that's called the SAVE system to verify. And they're trying to get states to comply. And then the post office is going to track. Okay, how can they get around that? Well, the state just delivers to the fraudulent address. Get a state employee or an NGO contracts, which means we're in the same spot. All of a sudden, ballots get handed in that got filled out by God knows who filled it out, or ballots get dumped in a ravine because some of these post office workers just don't like Republicans, or they're taking a payoff. So Trump says, okay, well, if you don't have clean voter rolls, this is another executive order, you're getting no federal funds. Here again, Congress divvies out the money. They got the power of the purse. So they just throw it to an NGO who cycles it through a bunch of other shit and then takes it off the state's hands. Or the state robs other budgets to fill the gap. Now, overseas and military ballots are now having tighter restrictions on it and track it. That's about the most that the federal government has in charge here. And then you got CISA, which is supposed to be the cybersecurity end of this. This is what I'm telling you. If we don't get the SAVE Act done, every single one of these things are brittle. They're brittle. And when it comes to DOJ prosecutions, well, they'll just swamp the system, won't they? How many of people in the power structure have been held accountable so far for the elections that have been stolen? They put a few peons away for the election fraud and theft? One official here, one there. The amount of money that is on the line here, because remember, this is about ending the scam, which is Congress runs a deficit based on fraud that gets sold as debt that we pay interest on to the central bank, who prints the money we're forced to use. So there's trillions of dollars at stake, which means, where it comes to the power structure, geopolitical risk. And then you think about the Clarity Act, well, that's our entire financial system. If we get the SAVE Act done, we win the midterms. Because Clarity is going to follow right after that, and anything the cabal will do in the economy to clinch the midterms, well, we can readily counter with to catch the falling knife. But if we don't get the SAVE Act done, the opposition retains a vast war chest and continuing money flows to make sure they win. And all this shit is brittle. So we have to make it too big to rig again for the midterms. And bank that prosecutions are going to happen. The Republican Party is going to redraw the districts in time. That the post office is staffed with a bunch of patriotic Americans that will make sure eligibility and tracking. Like, this is it, man. Like, if we don't win this, we're fucked.